Of all the characters living in Mondstadt, Diluc always seems to be the one we know the least about. Although he's now the head of Mondstadt's wine market, Diluc actually used to be a prominent figure in the Knights of Favonius. Furthermore, Jean multiple times in the past has referred to Diluc as her senior, and despite Diluc's distaste for the Knights, he continues to protect Mondstadt time and time again. This video will be going back to when Diluc was only a young adult, where his tragedy truly began. Before we get into it, I just wanted to mention that I'll be live streaming my college decisions as well as my high school stats this coming Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. So if you're a student and you're curious to see the college decision process or want to snatch some tips, I've left a link to my live stream channel right below. Let's get started. It all started 3 years ago. Diluc and his father were tending to their bar Angel's Share on Diluc's birthday. They had just closed the bar down for the day and they were heading home by wagon. Unknown to them, a fatui device disguised as a beetle attached itself to the back of their wagon. Diluc's father spoke to Diluc, explaining how when he was younger, he wanted to become a Knight of Favonius just like Diluc. After telling Diluc just how proud he was of him, Diluc's father looked down. In his hands was a box containing a glove with a special stone attached to it. Although the stone looked nearly identical to a vision, the stone was what was called a delusion. Delusions were similar to visions, and they were treasures from the fatui. We don't know too much about delusions, but the few rumors that did circulate claimed that delusions made visions look like toys. Despite the great power of delusions, they also could be extremely harmful for their users. Diluc's father puts away the delusion, saying that Diluc won't need it anymore. As Diluc and his father continued down the path, they were ambushed by Ursa the Drake. Springing into action, Diluc's father equipped the delusion and used its power to chain the Drake down. But unfortunately, the power backfired on him. Although he was able to stop the Drake, it came at the cost of his life. This, however, was not the reason for Diluc's departure from the Knights of Favonius. A few days later, Diluc and the Knights were discussing what they were going to tell the people of Mondstadt of the incident regarding his father. Even though Diluc's father had brought down the Drake, the Knights were hesitant to tell the public that the Drake had not been killed by the Knights, but instead by Diluc's father, who was only known as a businessman at the time. The Knights continued to push that giving Diluc's father the fame and glory of taking down the Drake would be pointless, and instead that the Knights of Favonius could use the incident as a way to boast their prestige. Hearing that his father wouldn't receive the respect that he deserved, Diluc would leave the Knights of Favonius and refuse to associate with them again. While the information in this video is technically given in chapters 7 and 8 of the manga, some elements of Dilucs Past are actually mentioned in chapter 6, so I figured that I would just cover this part of Dilucs Past as its own video. I know a lot of you guys are excited to find out what happens after the fight with Krupp in chapter 6, so thanks for being patient. The video is being worked on and I promise I'll get it out eventually, so thanks for watching and take care.